from C2C Stamping, and I am back live with you after a few weeks of being out. Things were a little crazy. We had On Stage, which was our big conference, and then we had spring break, and I was taking Marianne so that she could go to Boston for this really cool global leaders conference. And now we're here and it's the end of the month. So I am going to make sure I can see us live. Oh, good. Okay. I'm trying to move a few things into my hand range here. Okay. So we are at that time of the year where things are retiring. And one of the things that's retiring is the set of in colors. So this is 2026. So these guys are the 2024, 2026 colors. Hey, Melissa. And these colors are so pretty, and I'm so sad that they're retiring. So they've already told us that there's going to be a color refresh in 2027, so next year. I have a feeling that we might see one or two of these colors, maybe three if we're really lucky, come into the color refresh. A lot of times when they do a color refresh, it's because some of the colors that we have are a little stagnant and they're ready to bring some of the fresh colors in. And we'll see some of the in colors come in. So if you don't have cardstock or some of this and you really want to, stock up, if you have the inks and you want to go ahead and get like refills for them, these are the colors. I've got all my ink pads here. So Pretty in Pink, Peach Pie, Shy Shamrock, Summer Splash, and Petunia Pop. I don't love Peach Pie. Everybody knows how I feel about that color. And I think Pretty in Pink is actually a really nice pink. It's not dirty. It doesn't have weird undertones. So I've really enjoyed it. My favorite are the bottom three though, the Shy Shamrock, the Summer Splash, and the Petunia Pop. So I wanted to say this because we're going to use a few of these colors today. And I've been working on pulling all my stuff from conference too. Let me kind of zoom out a little bit. So we are going to, today is going to be our paper pumpkin day. And hopefully, so the paper pumpkin that came this month was the one with the hummingbirds. It was very pretty. The colors were a little muted for me. And so when I think of hummingbirds, I think of really fun, bright, colorful flowers. So this is kind of, when I think hummingbirds, this is what I think of. This is the Florals in Bloom paper. And this paper has pretty much all of the past in colors and then the in colors from last year too. So it's got Cloud Cover and Darling Duckling and Secret Sea, but it's also, and Summer Splash or Strawberry Slush, but then it's also got Peach Pie, Petunia Pop, Shy Shamrock, Summer Splash, Timid Tiger. So it's an interesting mix because it has basically both sets of in colors, which I never would have put both sets of them together. But it's a beautiful paper. And if you love florals and you like bright colors, oh, this one, then you're going to love this paper. And if you have some of the in colors from last year or the ones that are retiring, you might want to get a pack of this paper to play with. It's been really fun to play with and I've really enjoyed it. We've used it in a lot of projects over the last year. I made a bunch of like cute banners with it for spring and summer. It's been a really fun paper. So as a reminder, everyone who subscribes to Paper Pumpkin with me gets a Paper Pumpkin add-on project every month. And so I mail them all the pieces to make this project. And this month, it's a fun fold featuring this beautiful paper. Oh, sorry. So it kind of unfolds like this. So it's kind of goes like this, but it looks really cool when it's standing up because it's got like all these layers. And we're going to play with the add-on stamp set. So this month you got two stamp sets. One had the hummingbirds and some sentiments, and the other one had more like grasses and greenery, and that was really the one that was used in the kit. The hummingbird stamp set wasn't used at all in the kit, and I love hummingbirds. And I like this one better. There's two of them in the kit. There's this one, and he looks more like he's actually drinking from a flower. So he would be a great one if you had, you know, a flower and you wanted to have him actively working on a flower. I think that makes sense. But he doesn't work when you're trying to do something like this. The other thing I wanted to do was I wanted to use some of our watercolor paper. We have a gorgeous, thick, luscious, we have Fluid 100. It's our watercolor paper, and it comes in this 5x7 size. It's very, very thick. It's 100% cotton. And I think you get 10 sheets. Yeah, 10 sheets per pack, but it's very sturdy. I really love it. It's a great quality watercolor paper. So if you've ever wanted to do watercoloring, you can watercolor with Stampin' Up! Stuff. Our inks are water-based, and so you can do that. You can do watercolor pencils. So we're gonna make this card. So I'm gonna do a different pattern. I'm gonna show you how fun this is. I used Shy Shamrock for the back of this one, and I'm gonna use it for this one too. So this piece is a different one from the pack, and it has a little bit of Shy Shamrock in here. So we're gonna mount this on here. And this piece is 11.5 by, I wrote down my measurements and then I flipped my page over. 11.5 by 5.25, and you score it at 2 inches, 4 3/4, and 7.5. So you're just gonna trim a 1/2 inch off of like your 12, you know, your 12 by 5.25. And then because it's a little bit smaller, we're gonna mount it on here. So I'm gonna use my bone folder, maybe, or not, because I have no idea where it is. Oh, there it is. Okay, good. All right. So I like to use my bone folder because it's gonna help the whole card to lay a little flatter, which is great. And then we're going to glue this in here. So which of the end colors are you guys the saddest to see go? Melissa, I'm wondering which one you're sad about. I think, I don't know, I've really enjoyed, well, it doesn't really matter. Shy Shamrock, I've also enjoyed the Summer Splash color, but Petunia Pop's a really fun purple, so I don't know. That's a hard question. I'm not sure I can answer myself. All right, so we're gonna glue that back piece down. And then I have a small panel that we're gonna glue on the inside. And we're gonna do that. You won't be able to see it when the card is closed, which is nice. But there's still a little bit of room to write, which we need a little bit. So hopefully, yep, good. It's hidden. You won't ever see it. All right, and then I use the Spotlight and Nature dies to die cut. If you don't have one of our die brushes, I would highly recommend that you get the die brush attachment. It screws on to the Take Your Pick tool, and I have 2 of the tools. So I have one that sits on my desk, and that's the one that I use mainly for the spatula end, which is great if you've glued something down and you messed up and you need to kind of jimmy, you know, so if I wanted to like untape this, I could come in and jimmy this under here. It's great. I like the spatula end a lot. And then of course this end is great. The putty end is great for when you need to pick up like small things like sequins and stuff. So I like that end a lot. But then the other one I keep in my die brush box, and I have the die brush end, and then I have the pokey end in here. The reason I like this, when you get the die brush attachment, it comes with these pads, and I like to keep it contained in a paper pumpkin box. It fits perfect in here. And the reason I like that is because I can come in and I can die brush this. And what's nice is that it's all contained in the box. So then it's not all over my office. So all these little tiny pieces, and then I'll come in. Sometimes the die brush works great. Sometimes it's not enough. It looks like maybe it was having a hard time. The watercolor paper is thicker, and so it does kind of, you know, it has a different tooth to it, so to speak. So it just kind of holds onto these pieces. But I want to do a quick little water technique, and I wanted to show you how easy it is to make a really pretty watercolored hummingbird without a lot of effort. So let me, me and this piece are going to struggle, I bet. But we're going to have a moment here. All right. Usually the dye brush can catch 90% of this, but I like using the box to contain all this. So if you have an old Paper Pumpkin box, which you do because you're subscribing to Paper Pumpkin, then I would highly recommend it for this purpose. It's a great way. And then I'll just take it over the trash, dump it out, and, you know, and then keep cutting, keep dye brushing. All right, me and this dye. This is a detail-y dye. It's definitely difficult. There we go. We're getting it. We're getting it. All right. Let's see. Almost there. So if you have a Paper Pumpkin subscription, I would highly encourage you to check and see who your subscription is with. If you used to be a demonstrator and you dropped as a demonstrator, it actually defaults back to Stampin' Up! And so nobody is getting credit for that. And I would love to be your Paper Pumpkin demonstrator. When you get updates from me and all the sneak peeks and details, you get the monthly project from me, which is mailed to you. And I die cut all the little pieces for you and everything. And yeah, I would just love to be your Paper Pumpkin person. So, okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to stamp. And the other thing I did, so I've been showing you guys this die set. So this is the one that went with January, February, and March. It's called Beautiful Blooms. It's item 168666. And it had the flowers we used. It had this really nice postage shaped die. And then it has the word beautiful. My sister-in-law says, hello, beautiful. Like that's how she greets me. It's so sweet. And this stamp set has hello, and it has the word beautiful. So on this one, I didn't do this, but on this one, I'm going to, and we're going to make it work. So I'm going to kind of hold up the pieces because I feel like I might need to make a different choice on like where I stamp and where I locate things. So, all right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp this, and I want to stamp it in a color that's complementary to this. And so I don't know if I want to do peach pie is okay, but you already know my feelings on it, right? Let's do Summer Splash. Let's see how that looks. You know, hummingbirds are funny because they're iridescent, right? And so they have all sorts of colors in them. So, but let's try this one and see. Okay, so we're gonna take our aqua painter. So we have water brushes. We've had different kinds over the years. I don't know if this is the current one or not, but we're just going to squeeze a little bit of the water out just so we know that our brush is nice and wet. And then we're going to come in and we're going to paint. We're going to paint the tail. And we're just really picking up the ink that's already here, right? We're not doing anything. We're not adding anything. Oh, that's so pretty. Okay. And that's it. But one of the reasons that I like our watercolor paper is it absorbs the water really well and it doesn't peel, right? So you can add a lot. You can let this dry and you could add more color on top. You can keep going, but it takes a lot of water, and I like that because it's helpful when, you know, you want to do watercolor techniques and you don't want it to peel. So I'm going to do, one of the reasons I really like this die is look where they put the dot of the eye. They actually made it so that you won't lose it. So smart. You're so smart. All right, so I'm gonna glue this on here and I'm gonna stamp the hello here. I'm gonna stamp first and I'm gonna use the gray that came in your kit, which was basic gray. I just felt like, you know, if you guys don't have a ton of colors, then, and you could do this bird in any number of colors, and I think it would look really, really pretty. And maybe we'll do a peach pie one just to play and see. All right, so we're gonna do this, and I'm gonna glue this on here. And I'm just trying to decide like how much of it I want to hang off and where I want it in relation to the little talons, but I think that's cute. All right, I'm gonna take my Tombow and I'm going to add like the tiniest dots of glue you've ever seen. These dots are going to be microscopic, but they're going to be just enough to hold this on here. And I'm going to leave the L and the B without glue on it because I know that they're going to hang off a little bit. Okay. So that's where I'm going to go. And I'm just gonna hold it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Cute, very cute. Yay. All right, and then I'm gonna put this on my project and I'm gonna see where I think this needs to be glued. So I'm gonna kind of hold my hand here. I'm gonna flip it over and we're going to put some dimensionals back here. I'm using the little guys because this is what I have on my desk right now. And that's okay. All right. And then if you stick around, what is Pretty in Pink and Petunia Pop. Yep. That Petunia Pop, it's so nice. So pretty. I know, Pretty in Pink. It's a good pink. We've had some weird pinks. Blushing Bride was like the worst pink ever. I know a lot of people liked it, but it looked poopy to me. And then if you liked the gems in your paper pumpkin kit this month, they are the iridescent foil gems. They're very, very similar. And I thought these added just a little bit of sparkle. So we're gonna add just a few of these. Put one here. Hey there. Ah, I need to use my spatula. This is the other thing this is good for. Sometimes when the adhesive gets separated from the gem, it's better to pick it up with a spatula. I thought my nails were thin enough, but cute. Okay, so super cute. I don't know. I think the Beautiful's cute, but it might be too busy. I think I might like this one better. It's a little simpler. I'm a simple stamper, guys. Like I'm all about, I think things can look too busy. Okay, so what I want to show you is some of the cool stuff that we got at Onstage, which is available in the new catalog that demonstrators are able to order from right now. So if you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin with me, this project will be in the mail. It will be a random draw as to which paper you get, but hopefully you love it. And then let me show you some of this stuff we got. Oh my. Okay. So when you go to Onstage, they allow you to register for something called Onstage After Hours. And so this year it was this Fern and Flora set. And I really liked the sentiments. You make the world a better place, amazing friend. I thought the little Luna moth and other moth was cute. And then we got these brand new, they're gorgeous, dewdrop embellishments. I thought they're so, so pretty. And then we got a whole packet for us to create projects. It included directions and everything. It was really, really pretty. I have not finished this because I am a slacker, but that will probably be one of the projects I finish this week. But let me show you. So we got like a whole set of instructions and lots of samples and exciting things. But this is the one sample we did finish. And it's gorgeous. And so it just kind of shows you, you know, how delicate the dies are and the pieces are. But this paper, oof, it's so pretty. So demonstrators are able to order from the new catalog now. So if that's something that you're like, man, I don't want to wait till May, I want to be able to order now, you might consider signing up as a demonstrator. You get at least 20% off your orders, and you get early access, which is fabulous. So I appreciate early access. We got a couple of stamp sets that were given to us, and they were the family celebration and sending salutations, and love the font on these, love the sentiments. I hope wonderful things are headed your way. I've already used a sentiment on one of them. Oh, sorry, which one? Oh, actually, I think this is part of my pre-order. Oh yeah, I'll show you that in a second. So anyways, both of these, super great. Here's to a new chapter. Best wishes for health and healing, which I think is a great sentiment. We're going to be making some like care and concern cards next month for my senior class, so we'll probably do that one. And then we got some all attendee giveaways. We got these beautiful new sunset sparkle sequins. And then I got the paper that goes with that, which is this gorgeous scenic coast paper. So pretty. Because it has a little bit of sheen to show you like where the light hits. And what's cool about it is you get 8 sheets of each. So 8 sheets of that one, 8 sheets of this one, 8 of this one, which is gorgeous. Oh, this one goes like this. 8 sheets of that one, 8 of that one, and 8 of this one. Gorgeous paper. I can't wait to create with that. So excited. So that, and then we got to play with the new in colors, and those are gonna come soon. So I'm gonna get these hopefully by next week, so you can see them kind of in action. But Golden Glow, I really like it. I think it's a really pretty color. Hydrangea Hue is really pretty, and the Pine is really pretty. I like Barely Blush. It's just very, very light. And we used to have Crisp Cantaloupe. It was an old in color, and it came back, which is exciting. We got our very own copy of the catalog, which is super fun. And then we got to play with some techniques and some new things. So a brayer, some watercolor pencils, but we're going to get a new white gel pen, and that was exciting. And these new shimmer brushes, which it's hard to see unless you kind of hold it, but you can flick them and you can rub them, and they have beautiful, beautiful shimmer. And these are going to be in all the new in colors. So that was exciting. And then a new impression mat, which is a embossing folder or an embossing mat, embossing plate that you put on your Big Shot, and it gives you really deep impressions from embossing folders or from dies actually. And so this was a die, and we got to die cut this. So this is new and coming. And then, let's see. Oh, and then we got to play with some new big 12 by 12 masks. So this was really fun. This water mask and this line mask. And then some of the new ephemera packs. So the new, what's this one called? Sincerely Noted. I really love the sentiments in this one. I thought it was a really good one. Happy, happy birthday. And they're both stickers, or you can use them not as non-stickers, kind of like I did, and pop them up, you know, on dimensionals. And then we got to do some coloring. There's a new black and white paper that's coming out. It's beautiful. So we got to do some coloring and make some really pretty cards. And I think I'm going to color the other one with like some new in colors when I get them. And then we got a full set of these beautiful, the metallic gems. These are carrying over, but they gave us those to use on our add-on projects. And it was just nice that they gave us, like sometimes they'll set a full set out at the table and expect everybody to share. But this time we got like our own set of embellishments. It was really, I felt it was very fancy. So it was a great event, and we got to do a lot of fun playing with product, but we also learned a lot. And then we got to place a pre-order. And I pre-ordered a few things. I pre-ordered the impression plate, which is not really a plate. It's more like a mat. But I'll play with that soon. And this is the set that they have that goes with it. It's called Frames and Die, or Phrases and Frames, and you can get a really deep impression with this. So I'll be playing with this soon, and you'll see that. And then this is the stamp set that goes with it. And I've already used this. I didn't forget your birthday. I just wanted it to last longer. I had to send out some belated birthday cards. So nice. Again, some really nice sentiments that are really helpful and useful. And then this is a fun set. This is the array of dots. These are black die cuts called Floral Flight Accents. They have some butterflies, and then this paper. And there's a stamp set that goes, there's two stamp sets actually that go with it. One had more images and one had some sentiments. But this is called Beautiful Ordinary Life. And it's got, this is gorgeous for scrapbooking, but it's got some nice black and white geometric patterns on the back, which I love. Black and white so that we can play and color. But it's got some really useful and usable, you know, pieces on the front. I love the honeycomb. I really like this. Those are probably my two favorite patterns. As always, it never fails. And then this is really nice. It's got a little bit of color gradation in it. So yeah, fun paper, and we'll be having some fun with this, I promise. You know, when you're sending sympathy cards, you know, sometimes you want something really subdued, but if you're wanting someone, you know, to be cheered up, right, then you would want some more cheerful colors. So these are all good things. So, all right. Other than that, I think that's it. That's all I have for updates. I hope that you enjoyed today and got to see some of the fun stuff that we have coming up in the new catalog. I am getting a set of catalogs, and they will be here soon, so I'll start shipping those out. But please let me know if there's anything I can do to help you. And yeah, thanks, y'all. Appreciate you. I hope that everything's going well. And thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you later. C2C Stamping. Bye-bye.